So apparently, saying that people who go on the carnivore diet don't tend to sunburn as much or sometimes even at all is misinformation. All these people you're about to listen to testimonials of are all liars, mistaken, or deluded. All of these people. Let's go.
That will tighten up. We'll see. Sunburn. I still sunburn. Some people, like Dr. Barry, say, well, they don't sunburn anymore. Carrie on Homestead Howe doesn't sunburn anymore. Okay, well, I live in Texas, and I am fair-skinned, as you can see, and I sunburn. I'm of German and Scandinavian heritage. I am so white, I glow in the dark. Just that simple. And so I'm very fair-skinned, and I sunburn. But my sunburn has changed. I can stay out longer in the sun than I could before without sunblock. I'm not using sunblock now because I don't want that chemical in my pores. But I'm noticing that even when I burn, I can put a lotion on it in the evening, and the next day it feels fine. It's no big deal. So I'm not burning like I used to.
And the thing about the sunburn is completely true, because I don't know if you can see from the video, but I'm very, very fair and I'm quite freckly. And all I had to do was look at the sun and I was burnt. I could never go out in the sun. I had to sit in the shade. I was such a shade seeker. And this year I've been out in the sun all summer long, and I tanned, and I never, ever have tanned in my whole life. And that's another thing I think I've been annoying my husband with. I'm like, look how tanned I am. And he's like, yes, that's great.
I wasn't getting sunburned. I'd be out there all day and not get sunburned. I thought, well, that's weird. And since then, I've heard everybody else, nobody's getting sunburned on carnivore. This is medical news. I mean, what the hell's going on? Why isn't this being, on the front page of the newspapers? I mean, it's not just me or a few other people. It's everybody.
They don't want you to know. It's as simple as that.
Cool feeling. Oh, sunburn. I heard you talk about sunburn the other day. I don't sunburn at all. I used to, but anymore. We were out in the boat just this past Thursday for like 5 hours, and it's 100 and some degrees here. We're out in the middle of a lake here in Arizona. In the sun. No sunburn. No nothing.
A sunburn. Well, this year didn't really get the big sunburn. And then I went up with a different group of guys where I actually got sunburned. My feet, I was covered up everywhere except my feet, and the top of my feet were like as red can be. And oh no, this is going to be sore going back to work. It's going to be blistering. I'm going to shed all my skin, and it didn't. And I'm like, that's crazy, because normally it would have to be a blister. I had to put cream on it, and I would be like walking around in pain, and it didn't do that. So that was a kind of an added benefit that I never thought of, but I've heard of.
There's always added benefits that people never expect. Another one.
Sunburn anymore. And I mean, I always did tan, but I don't sunburn anymore. My rosacea's gone.
I don't even sunburn anymore. You can tell from this graying hair, but my hair used to be bright red. And I have sunburned every year for as long as I can remember from childhood. I go outside for 20 minutes, I would have a sunburn. I was outside, not this summer, but last summer, doing some yard work and stuff, and I had forgotten to do sunscreen. And I'd been out there for 4 hours, and I kind of panicked, thinking, oh man, I'm going to be really burned. Nope. I haven't used sunscreen since. And I go for walks now every day. I walk 3 to 5 miles a day. I I was going to start I was going to start marathon running, and I started doing that for like a week, and
sunburn, I wanted to, because I listen to you every day, and the sunburn thing, that was so cool, because I thought, okay, it was summer, I have to try it out, what these people are talking, and I didn't get sunburn, and that was so cool. I don't sunburn, which is a thing everybody's talking about. When I walk the dogs, it's an hour in the Texas sun, and then I'm out in the sun for hours on Saturday at a market. And I tan well with no sunburn and no new weird markings on my skin.
Apparently a liar. Mistaken, deluded, delusional.
About the sunburn? When we went on vacation, because I used to burn real bad. No, when I was little, I never burned, ever. I didn't burn. We went to Hawaii when I was 6 years old, and I got my first sunburn across my nose. But as I've gotten older, I burn like a lobster. Well, over the summer, we went on vacation, and I went to the pool with my niece and nephew, and my nephew cooked like a lobster. And I was out there all day, and I got a little bit red, no burn, because I've got the healthy fats in my body again.
Yep, the omega-3 fats are massively outweighing the omega-6. Omega-6 gets damaged and oxidized by sunlight. Omega-3 doesn't.
The time, and I don't get sunburn anymore, which is kind of cool. So I get tan really easily, and the spots are starting to fill in. And yeah, I just wonder like what's going on with that. I imagine.
Surprised me is that I'm now sunburn resistant. I've always been, especially rearing kids, very conscious of the whole cancer scare and the damage at UV, especially in New Zealand. Quite frankly, I can now go out and help on the local airfield, towing gliders around all over the place and working out there in full sunlight. And I might come back with a very slight tinge of red. Before the conversion, I would have been burnt to a crisp unless I was using sunblock.
Liar, apparently.
California, I'd have a sunburn on my head. This doesn't happen anymore, and I don't know why. It might be the astaxanthin, it might be the reduction in omega-6
reduction in omega-6
oils, and the increase in omega-3s, the DHAs and EPAs.
Yep, scientist knows. Scientist, maybe a doctor, who knows? It just goes.
I used to sunburn all the time. I'm very fair, and I would go out. I have to put sunscreen on. I would burn and turn back white. I was like, I just have to face it. I'm just pale. I'm a vampire. That's just what I got to deal with. I don't do that anymore. Once
I just love the way people always go, it just doesn't happen anymore. It's like, wow.
Wheelbarrows. I didn't sunburn. I have naturally darker skin, but I would burn for years, so I avoided the sun because it's allegedly not good for you. And this year, after the last year or two of research that I've done, forget it. I go in the sun. I don't wear any SPF. I didn't wear out energy-wise. Took my electrolytes because it was hot, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. My hair was thinning. Even on keto, I have to admit, it was thinning. And I was like, oh no, is this normal? But starting carnivore, I have this wad of hair in the back that's just like a lion's mane. So
growing hair, returning to normal. Doctor.
Always was with sunburn, so I could not be in the sunlight for longer than half an hour.
Wow.
Now I was in this pain last year, so I could be 3 or 4 hours without. I don't use any sunscreen, and I am not burning. It's my skin became very yeah. I became older, but my skin became better. better.
Yeah.
I can't get a sunburn, which so many other people have said, which is really funny. When I say I can't, I mean I can't. I gone down to Costa Rica and sitting in the sun for hours, sitting on a boat for hours. I've never worn sunscreen in my life. I don't wear it. It's really frustrating because I can't get past a certain tan. I don't get dark. When I was a kid, I used to get really, really dark. I can't get dark like that anymore. I get dark. I mean, you can't see it in this lighting because I'm right under these lights and the stupid screen here. I'm pretty dark. But I can't get to anywhere near the dark. No matter what I've done. I mean, I've sat out in my lawn here and I got good sun for 3 hours and not tan. I just stay where I'm at right now. It's kind of
And that's the thing. If you don't get sunburn as much because you've got the good ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fats in your skin, i.e. a lot more omega-3 and a lot less omega-6, if you don't get sunburn as much, then why would your body then adapt to produce more melanin to turn your skin brown if it's not getting damaged in the first place? You know, that makes total sense.
You don't sunburn anymore. I agree. I burnt my legs really badly when I was 15, and since then they didn't tan. They just, they tan beautifully now. Beautifully, evenly. First time since I was 15 years old. I have an idea for that. This ought to explode some science brains out there. In nature, without farms, without stores, without anything, if we were plant eaters, chances are we would be living under a forest canopy. Chances are we would need to intensify any sunlight we got.
Like other great
for
apes.
Cholesterol, for hormone production, in what we call the hormone cascade, for vitamin D3, we would need to intensify it. If we were carnivores, we would be out in the open field hunting or out in the water fishing, and we would have direct sunlight all the time, and we would need that profound, animals have all these adaptations, and we think it's wonderful watching all these nature shows, but we don't give God credit for doing that to humans. Why wouldn't humans have these adaptations too? Just because we're indoors most of the time and we forget. So, yeah.
Yeah, true.
I don't get sunburn either now. I don't know if that's a thing, but I used to, been out in the sun, and now I don't wear any sun cream at all, and I haven't got burnt, since. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a thing.
Join the rest of them.
I don't get sunburn anymore. I live outdoors. I love being outdoors. I walk miles. I cycle miles, and I don't go red. I just go brown.
It's funny. Your body doesn't react to the sun. It's like you're working normally. See what this liar saying.
This thing with not getting sunburn, this is insane.
It is insane.
I mean, I go to Mediterranean in summers, and the last time I'm out under the sun, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours in June, and just nothing happens. It just gets like pink if I stay too long. And this kind of exposure 2-3 years ago would give me, painful blisters. I mean, this is incredible. My wife is the same. She
Liar. Apparently. Misinformation.
Now I never get a sunburn, or my athlete's foot is gone. I've always had athlete's foot, and it was like once or twice a year I would injure my shoulder. Nothing terrible, but like my shoulder would ache for a week. That doesn't happen anymore. And all these
Nutrition coach converted. Yet another one.
Hot. I don't faint. I don't get sunburned. I don't get outbreaks. If you go out in the sun and you've got herpes, you're going to get an outbreak. It's almost de facto. It's going to happen.
I think that'll do.